and gentlemen, how is everything? Thank you so much for your warm messages of the last time. They were really heart touching. So tribute to you all. Even though I was a little bit disappointed because I was waiting for something more. Questions, suggestions, critics, whatever, so that I know where I am standing exactly and how can I improve myself. Furthermore, I want to build my lesson plans and shape them according to your needs and your interests, because this is the most important thing for me, otherwise I'm singing for nothing, you see? So please, would you mind this time to ask your question just after watching this video and let me know about your different opinions in the comments below. Thanks in advance. So today's lesson is the following up of the last lesson, present simple, but we are gonna speak about the sentences formed in present simple. In general, whether in past or present or future tenses, we have three forms of sentences. So we have the affirmative form, we have negative form, and finally the interrogative form. Let's see one by one in details. So let's start with affirmative form. Look at the first example. I play football every day. The second one, Jane studies English twice a week. Okay, so here I have the subject I, so my verb in present simple, like I have said the last time, is a stem. Okay, here Jane can be replaced with she. Okay, so study is conjugated in present simple with the personal pronoun she, and she is the third singular personal pronoun. So what do? I add s, or es, or ies, and here I have study finishes with a y preceded by the consonant, so I add ies. Okay, hope that you remember that. Alright, so what is the structure of an affirmative form? Let's see together. So we have I as what? As a subject, play as a main verb or simply stem, football as an object or complement, then finally every day is the rest of the sentence. Okay, the same thing here. Jane is my subject, studies is the verb. Okay, stem plus ies, don't forget, right? English as a complement, and finally twice a week is the rest of the sentence. So simply, in order to form an affirmative sentence, you need a subject, then a verb, then a complement. Okay, let's move on to the negative one. So in order to form a negative sentence, it is very simple. You need the help from the auxiliary to do. Okay, so your to do, you must conjugate it in present simple. What do we mean by that? It means the only verb that you conjugate here is the auxiliary to do. Okay, plus of course the adverb not. So what do? I have here my affirmative form. I play football every day. So I place here what? My auxiliary to do. I put it in present simple with I, so it is the stem, so I say simply do, plus the adverb not. So I will say I do not, or I don't. Simply don't is an abbreviation or a contraction. We use it when we speak too fast, but in formal expressions it is better to use do not. Alright, so let's see the structure of the first sentence. So we have always my subject I, plus the auxiliary do, plus the adverb not, plus stem play, plus the complement, plus the rest of the sentence. Let's see the second one. So please pay your attention here, alright? So it is the same thing. I need my auxiliary to do and my adverb not to make a negative form. Clear? The only verb that I conjugate here is do. Okay? So here I have put it with the personal pronoun I, and here I have Jane, and I said previously that Jane can be replaced by she. Okay? So do with she in present simple, I must add whether an S, whether an ES, whether an IES. And do finishes with an O, so I add ES simply. Plus my adverb not. So we say Jane does not or doesn't study. So here the main verb of the affirmative form becomes a stem. Okay? So what is the structure of the second one? I have Jane as my subject, does as the auxiliary, plus not plus the stems. So what is the negative sentence form? It is subject plus the auxiliary to do in present simple. What do we mean by that? Which means do with I, you, we, and they. Or does with she, he, and it. Okay? Plus what? Plus my not, plus the stem of the verb, plus the complement, plus the rest of the sentence. Is it okay? Great. Let's move on. Interrogative form. So here also it's very easy, okay? You have your affirmative form. I play football every day. Jane studies English twice a week, okay? So what do I need? Always I need my auxiliary to do in present simple. But here I must place my to-do at the beginning of the sentence. It means before the subject. Okay? So I will say, so with I say do. So do I play football every day? So it is a question. You must punctuate it at the end. Very important. So you put what? You put a question mark. Alright? So what is the structure of the first sentence? I have at the beginning of the sentence my auxiliary to do. After that I have my subject I, plus a stem, don't forget it, plus the complement and the rest of the sentence, and finally the question mark. It is very important. If you write a question without a question mark, okay, it's a little bit weird. So the second one, it's the same thing, but here I have Jane. So to do with Jane, it is does. Okay, I place it always before the subject. So I will say, does Jane study English twice a week? It is a question. I put my question mark. So the same thing. Does is my auxiliary in present simple, plus the subject, plus the stem of the verb. Always you remember it is the stem, okay, not the verb in affirmative form. It means you omit the IES and you take only the stem of the verb. I repeat again, what do you mean by a stem? It is the infinitive without to. Okay? Plus English as my complement, the rest of the sentence, then finally the question mark. Alright? So, what is the interrogative sentence form? The auxiliary to do in present simple, as I told you before, which means do with the personal pronouns I, you, we, and they, or does with she, he, and it before the subject, plus my stem, plus the complement, plus the question mark. Okay? Very nice. Let's do an overview. So here I have a table of the 3 forms of the sentences in present simple. Okay? So here I have affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. Okay? So in order to make affirmative form, I repeat, I need the subject, the verb, a complement, or subject, the verb simply. Okay? So I will say I, you, we, you, they. Leave. In negative form, I need my subject, my auxiliary to do in present simple, plus the adverb not, plus the stem, and the rest of the sentence. So I will say I, you, we, you, they do not or don't as a contraction leave the stem. Okay? In interrogative form, I need always my auxiliary to do before the subject, plus the subject, plus the stem, plus the rest of the sentence, plus the question mark. So I will say, do I, do you, do we, do you, do they leave? Okay? Concerning she and he and it, I will say, he, she, it leaves. I will add vs of the present simple. Okay? In negative, I will say he, she, it does not or doesn't leave. In interrogative, I will say does he, she, it leave plus my question mark. Is that okay? Very nice. So this is the end of the video. Just as a reminder, don't forget that we use the present simple in order to speak about the general truth or facts about habits, true and present, or future schedules or timetable. So this is all for today. Thanks a lot again for sparing your time to watch my video till the end. I'm so grateful, waiting impetuously for your comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to receive my new videos. Next time I will deal with phonetics, the final S pronunciation. So see you next time. Have a very nice evening. Bye bye.